Alrighty, here it is. Am I happy with it? Kinda. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. We're about to dive into the part 2 of how I created this. Couple things I would have did differently. The actual helmet itself has, as you can see, some seams and things. I did learn after the fact that I can get some quick sealer, seal the seams, sand them down, make it look a lot more smooth. So next thing I try, I will definitely be doing that. Secondly, I think maybe the proportion of the mask to the helmet is just a little bit on the bigger side. And also on the sides here, they should be kind of like wavy almost. But I don't know, it fits my head really good. It's solid. I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's on there. It feels good to wear. I mean, I would wear this to a Comic-Con if I could. I would probably put a screen on the back of the eye holes like I did on the other one, but on the Ladybug armor in the game, it's actually like that. But in the game, this one doesn't have any sort of screen on the back of the eyes. But either way, let's go ahead and get into how I made it. Thank you guys for watching and supporting me doing these cool prop things. I really enjoy it. This one, like I said, is like 15 or 20 hours, which is crazy. Can't remember if I said that or not. A lot of time into this, you wouldn't think. But, yeah. Easy peasy. Right back on to the mannequin. You guys enjoy the video. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and let me know in the comments what I should do next. I think I want to do a weapon next. What weapon should I do? I don't know. Let's get it. Alright, so the very first thing I did here was I went and got like a satin copper spray paint, I guess, because I had painted it brown with acrylic paint, and it just kind of did not look like I wanted it to. It needed to look more kind of like leather, and it really... Oh, I dropped it. Oops. New Glue Crew shirt. Look at that. You can kind of see it. Yeah, I dropped it. My little dangly contraption didn't work too well. If I ever do a helmet again, I'm most definitely going to be doing it differently than the way that I did this time. But yeah, so while that's drying, I came inside. I needed to start drawing out the horns, so I pretty much, traced and covered as many of these horns as I could. I cut out 2 pieces of each because I glued them together to get a little bit more thickness out of this foam, because this foam is only 6 millimeters thick. It's not the greatest thing in the world. And you can also tell, like, the Mother Demon mask there laying next to the Ladybug mask, it needs more paint. I put like 10 layers of acrylic paint on it. So after this, I went to the store and I bought some satin white, and yeah, painted it after all this. But yeah, I pretty much put glue on every one of these pieces, and the way that this contact adhesive works is you let it dry for a little bit, come back and stick it together, and it will stick permanently. Good luck getting it apart after you do that. But yeah, so we got the horns together here, got all the pieces glued together, and time for some dremeling. I went through and I dremeled everything out, rounded them all off, made them look a little bit more like horns. I put some indents on the longer ones, just based off of the game. It looks like they have like little indents on them. Could have done this a little bit better probably, but I think the horns themselves actually turned out pretty good. I didn't have too much of a trouble with it. It took me a while to get kind of a good like grip that I was comfortable with when I was doing these, but afterwards I needed to Mod Podge them, and I didn't really know how, so I ended up just kind of making this like board out of some other foam scraps and just kind of gluing them to this board, and they stuck right there, dude, the whole time for all of the Plastidip here. I said Mod Podge, but I meant Plastidip. But yeah, all this Plastidip freaking was able to bend and maneuver this little foam piece to paint all these things without them moving, without getting my fingers too messy, which I did end up getting Plastidip all over myself, along with all of the dust from the freaking Dremel and everything. I'm very good at making a very big mess. But you can see the helmet there on the right side. Jesus. That copper color looks a lot better than it did prior to this, but you see we went to Walmart and picked up some satin white. To go ahead and paint the horns. They could have been like a little bit more of a beige probably, but I don't know. I didn't want to chance it. I just went with white, and I redid the mask as well. Now pretty much what I'm doing, that was Potato calling me, freaking interrupting my video, this guy. So I needed to glue the mask to the helmet because I wanted to make sure it was extremely secure and that it wasn't going to fall off, you know, with just the thread going around it. But I found out after I put glue on the helmet and on the mask that it wasn't going to stick with the paint. All it did was tear the paint off, so I ended up having to get the Dremel and kind of sanding down those areas and then putting glue on it, and then it worked fine after that. But it was kind of a pain in the butt to Dremel off the paint there for sure. But that was like a freaking duh. Of course it's not going to stick to the paint. I don't know why I didn't even think of that. But after I did this, painted on some of that freaking Weldwood contact adhesive, pretty much let it sit for a minute, come back, and boom, it was stuck like freaking glue, man. It was not coming off. Stuck like glue, that doesn't make any sense. Stuck like concrete or something. Now it's time for the twine. Throw a little piece of tape on the end of it, cut that little part in half that you taped, and you got yourself like a shoestring. So more or less I just went through and weaved it in one side and out the other over and over and over again, and that gave me the bottom part of this whole thing, the bottom strap, I guess, that straps the mask to the helmet. And then there's one more strap that they have on the helmet in game that has the horns pretty much strapped to the helmet. So yeah, pretty neat, I guess. I don't know, I want to say that I'm happy with it, but I don't know. You guys will probably enjoy it a lot more than I do. I'm a little particular, but after spending so much time on this thing and like really no way to fix any of the things that I see wrong with it, without just completely starting over, I mean, I learned a lot, you know, so that's good. I learned a whole lot, and it is pretty cool. It's pretty cool that it fits me. You know, if you've seen part 1 or if you haven't seen part 1, getting that helmet shape made is a pain in the butt, especially like custom fit to my dome. It is a huge pain. I stuck the horns on there and they were still a little bit wet, so yeah, they just happened to stick on there. Could not for the life of me figure out how I needed to do this like top part. I dabbed a little glue on there and then just freaking sent it, wound her up, buddy. Wound her up tight. And yeah, I guess it turned out okay. I could have had maybe a little bit different material, almost more like a cloth than a rope here for that part. So it probably would have looked a lot better. But all in all, you know, I'm gonna sit here and stare at it for a while. But yeah, I'm sitting here contemplating so hard. I'm like, does it look good? Does it suck? I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching this, man. I appreciate it. And like I said, we're gonna work on a weapon next. Hopefully, let me know in the comments which weapon you think I should do. I don't know if I want to do like the Frosted Flake or something.